Continuing our team coverage now is NBC 10 political analyst Wendy Schiller. Wendy, thanks for joining us tonight.
Hi, Tamara.
So, Wendy, President Trump did this without telling Congress. That's been a major topic of conversation. Does it say anything to you that his party wasn't included into the plans?
Well, presidents, Democrat or Republican, do have the power to take military action without consulting Congress. They have a limited amount of time that they could keep troops in, for example, in Venezuela without consulting Congress and getting permission. But right now, he's got some leeway to do this kind of action. And again, there's precedent for it from 30 years ago. The question is why? What is it about this case that is in the best interest of the United States to remove Maduro as leader of Venezuela?
And Trump was quick to say the U.S. will run Venezuela. What are the political implications of that statement?
Well, as we've seen with the Trump administration, Secretary of State Marco Rubio kind of softened that statement less than 24 hours later by saying, well, we're not really going to run it, but we are going to watch how they run themselves, and we are going to control the flow of oil. Venezuela has a huge natural store of oil. The United States has a habit of getting involved with countries that have oil. So in that sense, I think we're not thinking troops on the ground. I don't think there's any plan for that. And it's something President Trump has avoided, which is interesting about this move. He's avoided sending U.S. troops on the ground for any length of time around the world.
Wendy, obviously many Venezuelans have applauded this action, both here in the U.S. and in Venezuela. Could this politically help Trump?
Well, you know, the prices of healthcare, availability of healthcare, prices of new cars, prices of heating and housing, they're all pretty high still. So I'm not sure how this will affect those kinds of things that consumers and voters have been saying they're really worried about. But this is Trump projecting U.S. power around the world. And this is something he said he wanted to do. Maduro did, in fact, take office when the election had pretty much chosen, the electorate had chosen somebody else in Venezuela. But the question is, how can we sustain this in lots of other countries around the world, and whether we actually want to do that?
How do you think this plays on the international stage with other countries standing by watching?
Well, you know, the projection of U.S. power, it can only happen if you use U.S. power. Trump has basically said, I'll get involved when it's in our interest or I want to, but I can always get involved because we are the most powerful nation on the planet. And I think in that sense, it sends a signal that this president will get involved wherever and whenever he believes it will be in the interest of the United States or the world more generally. So that projects power. And if you're in favor of the U.S. having a strong standing in the world, then this kind of use of power, so long as it is reasonable and explained, probably benefits the United States in the short term.
All right, Wendy. Well, thanks for joining us and providing your insight on this. We appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thanks.
And we have continuing coverage of the developing situation in Venezuela on our website. That is turnto10.com.